It's been a while since I've done an off-the-cuff discussion video, and it's occurred to me that not since we've given up hope on getting Nintendo Directs have I really been up to date with any current things. I planned on making another video about new Pokemon Snap after that new trailer dropped, but I couldn't think of anything substantial to add that I didn't already say last year. So I've decided to broaden my scope and try to find a couple games that are slated to release this year that look really promising to me that I might want to discuss on this channel, and maybe bring some attention to the games that aren't getting as much press. Because me personally, there aren't a lot of AAA games coming out that interest me that much. I've never been much into Resident Evil, or Monster Hunter, or any of those other things, which I'm very happy for the people who they do appeal to, but my tastes are a little more niche. Now, I'm going to be talking about 5 games coming out in 2021 that I'm looking forward to, and the first one we'll talk about, just to get it out of the way, is new Pokemon Snap. The first Pokemon Snap game is just pure, distilled, unadulterated joy. It encapsulates everything I love about Pokemon as an idea, like as a franchise. Everything that Pokemon is, everything I love about it, is completely summed up nicely in Pokemon Snap. The joy of discovery, setting out on your own path, finding all of these monsters, seeing how they inhabit the world. It's, Pokemon Snap is so quaint. There are a lot of people who just don't like it, and I understand. In a way, it's I can see how some people would find it boring. Going on a linear path and taking pictures of the Pokemon you see, it's fine, it's not that great, but for me, it's so fun to look at these Pokemon just doing what they do, and to interact with them on a small scale and capture them in their native habitat. I don't know for sure whether or not new Pokemon Snap is going to feel quite as magical, but from what I've seen in the trailers we've gotten so far, it looks like enough to satiate my thirst for a new Pokemon Snap experience. There's a lot of stuff to enjoy and pick out in all of these trailers, and I personally hope they don't release too many more, because I don't want to be spoiled on all of the potential wondrous things I might be able to discover in this new game. Fingers crossed that it turns out to be a good one. I'm counting on you, Namco Bandai. Bandai, Namco, whatever we call you now. Now, another game I'm looking forward to this year that I have since become a little less hyped for after getting a demo for it is Balan Wonderworld. Now, some of my earliest subscribers might remember how I did a video on Xbox's Series X showcase last year, and how I thought that Balan Wonderworld was the best game out of the bunch, ironic seeing as how it's a multi-platform thing. And just conceptually, Balan Wonderworld is fantastic. Yuji Naka's artwork is stunning, as always. The character of Balan is this great evolution. He's not exactly like Knights, he's something else entirely. He's like a Willy Wonka type nightmare kind of figure. Like you don't know whether or not you can trust him, but he seems charming and likable and, caring enough. His MO seems to be quote-unquote fixing people's hearts. Now, in Knights, it was sort of about confronting nightmares. But in Balan Wonderworld, it seems like it's going toward a similar path, but instead of being things people are afraid of happening, it's things that have happened to people that could be debilitating, and you, the lead character, Leo or Emma, whatever their names are, with the help of Balan and these little creatures called the Tims, help these people find a piece of their heart to find the perseverance to keep going. Like, the level in the demo is about this farmer, right? His cornfield gets completely eviscerated by a tornado, and it has left him like a husk of a man. But at the end of the level, you help him out, and you do a dance, and blah blah blah, and the ending cutscene you get is of that farmer finding one lone cornstalk, and him viewing that as a victory. It's really good. It's really good. Thematically, this is just wonderful, on so many levels. But the game itself, if the demo's anything to go by, is very slow-paced, and the Nintendo Switch has a very hard time running it, so I haven't tried the Xbox version of the demo, if there is such a thing, so maybe I'll try that first before, deciding whether or not to make a purchase. But it seems like there just isn't enough polish in the game, and there are just a couple quality-of-life issues that keep it from being that fun to just sit down and play. But who knows, maybe it was just a bad first impression. Hopefully it has enough merit in it and isn't totally a slog to play, because even if it's a middle-of-the-road platformer just like on a mechanical level, I really want to love this game just as a complete package. Because on a purely artistic level, it's definitely winning me over, that's for sure. Now, another game I'm really looking forward to in 2021 is Gigabash. Now, this game was brought to my attention by Don't Mind Joe. He's a small YouTuber who does videos kind of like the video I'm doing now, where he gives his pure thoughts and discusses video games and other things like that. I would highly recommend subscribing to him if this is the kind of stuff you like. Now, Gigabash is an indie endeavor, and it looks like they've been inspired heavily by arena fighters of old, like War of the Monsters, King of the Monsters, and other things like that. So in this game, you get control of characters inspired by kaiju and sentai and other stuff like that. And it's 4 players, and it looks super fun, and oh my gosh, this is the type of game that I love so dearly. I mean, you guys know I like custom robo and arms, I love arena fighters, and I love kooky designs, I love monster designs. This looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun. I really hope that this game gets some traction, because even if it doesn't, I really want to support it. I want to support the heck out of it. This game looks magnifico. Another game I'm looking forward to in 2021 is Psychonauts 2. With this game coming out, it really seems like 3D platformers are finally kind of coming back in a AAA sense. We got Mario Odyssey, we got Crash Bandicoot 4. It seems like all of the major studios are looking to get back in on that, especially after games like Yooka-Laylee and Hat in Time started getting so much attention. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that Psychonauts doesn't age that well, but its ideas are still really fun. I haven't revisited it recently myself. I probably will. I think I saw that it was on Game Pass, and maybe I'll stream it sometime or something, who knows. But even if that's true, a sequel coming out in 2021 should probably iron out those kinks. And everything that we've seen of the game so far at E3 and other places like that make the game look like it's going to be a super polished, super fun, super creative, just, you know, great experience. Now, the last game I want to highlight in this video is Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX. In the same vein as the Wonder Boy remake we got a couple years back, Sega is publishing a from-the-ground-up remake of one of their very first mascot platformers. Now, I personally don't have a very big attachment to Alex Kidd. I feel like a lot of people don't. But either way, I love the precedent this sets with Sega. They're already great with how they treat fan projects and mods and all that. And games like Streets of Rage 4 and Sonic Mania tell me that Sega is actually looking to evolve their old franchises, and when they don't know what to do with them, they look at the people who want to see them thrive. They're fans. You know, and they've also got the Steam Workshop community, and they've got the open source emulators for playing their classic Genesis games. You can officially buy old Sega Genesis games on Steam, take the ROM files, mod them, or make fan games with them, or whatever you want to do with them, and Sega wants you to. They support that. It's the direction that the entire video game industry should have moved in years ago, if you ask me. I don't know if Nintendo is ever going to catch up to them in that department, but I really honestly feel, and maybe I'll make a bigger video about it at some point, that the future of games, in terms of ownership and preservation, should almost definitely give people access to the ROMs of their old games. We can talk till the cows come home about, you know, user agreements and piracy and all that, but at the end of the day, some discs are gonna rot away. Some games are so stupidly rare. Some of them are even in landfills. You know, there may come a time when that old cartridge or that old disc just won't be there anymore. And you need these ROMs to keep those games alive. And video game companies hoarding them in their vaults and not letting anyone do anything with them, it just makes no sense to me, man. The issue is obviously a lot more nuanced than that, and I'm not going to go over it here because that's not what this video is about. In essence, I'm looking forward to the Alex Kidd remake, and I really hope that Comic Zone and Decap Attack are next. I love those! Those are my favorite Sega Genesis games ever! And there you have it. 5 games coming out in 2021 that I am really looking forward to. Were you aware of these games before? Did you hear about them from me first? Do they look exciting to you? And what are some of the games that you're looking forward to in the next year? I'm genuinely interested in knowing, especially if there's some sort of a title that you think I might like that I might not be aware of. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, share it if you feel inclined to, and all that jazz. And if you'd really like to go the extra mile in supporting all of my content, consider supporting me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month or as much as $10 a month.